Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the one and only Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm doing well. We haven't spoken in a few weeks, so I want to share with you my favorite housing statistic all year. And this was I believe I read this on Yahoo Finance. It said home only 13% of home buyers think it is a good time to buy, which I'm broken. I immediately convert that 13% to 87%, saying it's not. So I've told everybody in my audience that this is great for us. We are investors. 87% of the home buyers, which are my competition in the residential market, have decided to sit on their hands and do nothing. So investors, step up, do the work, get a buy box, figure out what a great deal is in your market, and let's write some offers. Below list, out of the MLS, I got two deals out of the MLS in the last 3 weeks. Both were, I think one was 28%, one was 29% below list price. And I'm ecstatic, dude. I got two deals out of the MLS, and I haven't done that in 3 years. So, dude, I don't know what you're seeing, but investors have to be doing the work. This is the time to get in. We've been waiting for less competition. It is here. Let's go.
Right. And that's the thing. It's fun. I'm
Yeah.
on team buy side. My jersey says buy side, right? Like I'm not going to shed any tears from sellers who thought they could get a premium, listed their house too high, and they've done a couple reductions. And now you get to come in as the buyer and say, here's my offer. And I'd like this credit.
You don't like it? It's fine. Yeah, exactly. Credit, buy downs, just ask for the moon.
Right. And something I'm going to mention here because it's always important. It's vitally important right now. Get yourself connected to a realtor that knows their stuff. I've got, clients right now that are winning at a very high level. Engaged client, they know their numbers, they know what they're looking for. Engaged real estate agent who's able to advise the client at a high level, and the client trusts what they say, and they're out there shaking bushes, having the conversations that should be had. What happens from my side is when you've got a knowledgeable buyer and a knowledgeable agent, and we're reaching out to list side and we're negotiating, we're educating the sell side. Because no knock on real estate agents, but the fact that 80+% of them haven't closed a transaction in 2022, not every agent is an absolute rock star that understands the market, right? So neighbors comps from June and May and whatever they're looking at sold for this. So they come in and they tell the seller, yeah, I can list your house for this. And then they sit on the market and all they hear is crickets for 33 days. The agent might not know why. The seller probably doesn't know why. When you come in as a buyer and you offer 10% or 12% below their list price, you also have a phone call and you say, listen, we're offering you $420,000. I know you're listed at $489, but here's why. My buyer's got to pay a premium for the money they're borrowing. That's why they can't pay as much as somebody paid for the neighbor's house back in May. And whatever that talk track has to be, you're trying to educate the seller and their agent to why you're coming in at this price. And if it's done correctly, you're in contract at 420 and you've got 15,000 in credits to do a rate buy down or whatever you're going to do with those credits. The agents who aren't in the game every single day, I mean, not bad people, but you want high level. And on the buy side, when you're a buyer, I've had a bunch of people come to me lately too and say, well, maybe I can save money without an agent, or maybe I can do this. The buy side agent gets paid by the seller. It costs you $0. And the good news is you get to pick. You can pick the water boy or you can pick LeBron. And it's the same. The seller pays them the same. So go out there and find an agent that's great. Use them as leverage to go out there and get a great deal. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas is always a good time to buy.
Yeah.
Oh, more than ever, man. Places like, Sacramento that saw 50%, 24-month appreciation, and now it's ice cold. Like,
find that motivated seller. They're hiding. Again, I've been buying for so long. I've only seen motivated sellers really come out in force a couple of times. Now's one of those, especially in the winter. Dude, if you have a house listed today, you're probably pretty motivated. You know,
Right, right. If you're listed today too, there's going to be situations like a client of mine recently had where they got a screaming deal. And imagine the scenario where there's a widow whose husband has passed. They've sold their house in Sacramento, California. They're moving to be closer to family in Tennessee. They own the house free and clear. Whether this person gets 750 or 820 or 870, it's not going to really matter. It's going to be a big lump of money to go live with family
yep.
and have,
the rest of her years,
something to live off for the next 10 years. Right. And
Yep.
so highly motivated to get this chapter done with.
Yeah, they want it behind them. Exactly.
Right. And
so that was one of my deals. The family, in this case, they had moved to be, both husband and wife moved to be with family. The house had been vacant for 6 months, and they're like, I'm done. I want this chapter over. I don't want to get, pay the alarm bill and the electricity bill, or, whatever they were paying when they weren't living there. So we wrote an offer 30% below, and we ended up at like 28% below the existing list price. The opportunities are there, folks, and investors, right? One rental at a time, fans. We have been begging for less competition. We have been begging to pay less than list price. We have been begging. So now is the time to get engaged. Write great offers. And if you're not pre-approved, that's like step one. Reach out to Matt, the mortgage guy, or whoever you trust. Get pre-approved so you know what the numbers are. And by the way, rates are down, like we talked about in video number 1. So it's an exciting time to be an investor, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you want to take a couple steps, go to greatmortgagebroker.com, get yourself pre-approved. Step 2, do the work, like Mike says, know your market, know your buy box. And step 3 is, continue to do the work. Because I see some people that
don't stop.
I'm pre-approved.
Yes.
I know I can buy something at 350 week in and week out. Here's the thing, and I have this conversation with people all the time. If you do all the work, gain all the knowledge, and don't buy, you're better off because of it.
Absolutely.
Right. And maybe it's 6 months out, maybe it's a year out, maybe you don't buy anything for 3.5 years. Funny personal story, Mike, is I didn't really get involved with buying real estate until 2017. I had my primary and bought a second home, but like actual investment properties, I think I listened to 3.5 years worth of Bigger Pockets. I don't want people to be like me. Imagine if I would have bought a bunch of stuff in 14, right? When I was
that'd have been better.
It would have been better, right? But better late than never. But don't wait forever. Take action. Yeah. But even if you don't take action, all the stuff that I was doing 14 through 17, I probably listened to, I don't know how many hundreds of hours of, multiple different platforms that talked about real estate investing, was attending real estate meetups, and got sick and tired of watching all my clients win and thinking to myself, why am I not winning too? Right?
There you go. Yeah. Again, folks, our time, investors, your time is now. We don't care about the cost of capital. Lower is better, obviously. But it's just one variable in the spreadsheet. We've been waiting to find motivated sellers. They're out there. They're hiding. It's your job to go find them. I suggest reaching out to Matt, the mortgage guy, to get pre-approved. Again, Matt, where can they find you and how do they do that?
Greatmortgagebroker.com. It's a quick 20-second form you can fill out. Me and my team will be in touch.
Very cool, man. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mike.